You are listening to the Central Indiana Sports Report, episode 150.3, our girls wrestling state finals preview with guests Rob Hunt of the Herald-Bulletin and Michelle Garmon of the Tipton Tribune and Elwood Call Leader.
You're listening to the Central Indiana Sports Report with your host, Greg Mengels.
Welcome, wrestling fans, to our girls state finals preview. Today is January 16th, 2025. It's a Thursday, so it's another day for the Central Indiana Sports Report. I am your host, Greg Mengelt, and I love Central Indiana sports. Coming to you today from Madison Grant High School, producer Susie is in the control room at headquarters in Jeffersonville. After I go through all the divisions and give you the top seeds and all the local wrestlers, I will talk with Rob Hunt of the Herald-Bulletin about the Madison County and Daleville and Shenandoah wrestlers. And then I'll speak with Michelle Garmon of the Tipton Tribune and Elwood Call Leader about Emerson Adkins of Tipton, Jaden Hughes of Frankton, and a couple of Hamilton Heights Huskies. Before we get to the seeds, please like, subscribe, or follow us. We are on SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, and YouTube. You need to do it if you don't want to miss a single segment, which I'd advise. The girls wrestling state finals will be held at the Cortiva Coliseum at the Indiana State Fairgrounds. It will also be streamed at IHSAATV.org. The gates open at 8:30 a.m. The Parade of Champions is at 9:30. The first round begins at 10. Quarterfinals and semifinals are immediately after the first round. There will be an intermission from 3:30 to 4:15. The consolation rounds will take place at 4:15 and the championship rounds at 7. The cost to get in is $15 for each session. Don't get me started. Too much, but it'll be worth it anyway. Friday's event will start with the 100-pound weight division and move up from there, and that's what I'm going to do right now. In each weight class, we start with the top 4 seeds, and then I'll go over the local wrestlers and their first round matches. The first round winners will compete for 1st through 8th places. Those beaten in the first round will be eliminated from the tournament. At 100 pounds, the number 1 seed is Indian Creek freshman Ella Niebert. She's 29-1. The number 2 seed is Roncalli junior Claire May. She's 27-1 and is a 2-time state qualifier. She finished 7th last year at 110 pounds. Portage junior Madison Michaels is ranked 3rd. She's a 2-time state qualifier and was 3rd last year in this division. And Riverton Park freshman Shelby Lightgable is 17-4. Jay County junior Caitlin Rolls is ranked 5th in the state. She's 31-5. She was a 2023 state qualifier. She opens against 10th ranked Bloomington South junior Mariah Pope, who's 15-5. At 105 pounds, Hamilton Heights junior Kendall Moe is the defending champion and the top-ranked wrestler. She's 21-0. She'll face Floyd Central freshman Scarlett Rudnick, who's 18-8. The number 2 seed is also local. It's Daleville sophomore Kinley Keffer. She's 31-0. She finished 2nd in the state at 105 pounds last year. She opens with Plymouth junior Jaden Eskew, who's 18-10. Ranked 3rd in the state is Whiteland freshman Caitlin Fowdy. She's 31-4. And the other top seed is Griffith sophomore Grace Pinkleton, who's 20-2. Pinkleton will open up against Shenandoah freshman Carson Merritt, who's 17-7 on the year. At 110 pounds, the top 4 seeds are Clinton Prairie senior Katie Fearnow, who is ranked 16th in the state. She's 25-6, a 3-time state finalist. Her best finish was 6th in 2022. She'll face John Glenn sophomore Britton Whitmer, who is 20-7. The number 1 ranked wrestler in the 110-pound weight class is Merrillville senior Joy Cantu. She's 33-0 and a 4-time state finalist. She was runner-up at 110 in 2024. Ranked 6th in the state is North Central junior Monica Alvarado. She was a 2024 state finalist, and she pinned Frankton's Jaden Hughes in the regional championship. She's 23-2. And ranked second in the state is Indian Creek junior Elizabeth Dowdy. She's unbeaten on the year. She's a three-time state finalist. She finished third at 105 pounds last year. Locally, Frankton junior Jaden Hughes will open the state finals against seventh-ranked Seymour junior Anne Marie Schuler. Hughes is 24-8. Schuler is 30-5. Also in the 110-pound class, Western senior Rebecca McGuire, 17-5. She was a state qualifier at 113 pounds last year. She starts with number 3 ranked Lake Central senior Reese Kasperzak. She's 22-4 and finished 8th in the state last year. Jay County senior Tatiana Willis is 28-7 and ranked 11th in the state. She'll face 4th ranked Whiteland senior Brooke Fuller in the first round. Fuller's 28-4 on the year. And Delphi senior Catherine Emerson is 14-9. She will face Cantu, the top seed, in the first round. In the 115-pound weight division, the top 4 seeds are 8th-ranked sophomore Haley Corporal of Eastbrook. She finished 8th in the state last year at 120 pounds and is 29-2 this year. She will face Western senior Reagan McGuire, who is 27-11. The top-ranked wrestler in the 115-pound weight class is New Haven sophomore Isabel Ocampo. She's 36-0. She was the state champion at 115 pounds last year. The number 2 ranked wrestler is Franklin senior Ayla Stevenson. She's 32-1. She finished 8th at 115 in 2023. And 7th ranked Rensselaer senior Delaney Kebke is 32-7. She finished 4th last year at 120. Rossville freshman Marissa Nicholas is 30-3 and ranked 3rd in the state. She'll face 15th ranked Carmel sophomore Grace Sharp in the opening round. We have a lot of local wrestlers in the 120-pound division, but we'll start with the top 4 seeds. The top-ranked wrestler at 120 heading into the state finals is Whiteland freshman Michaela Perkins. She's 34-0. Number 2 ranked is Plymouth sophomore Angel Smith, who's 26-0. She was 5th last year at 125. The 4th ranked wrestler is Milan junior Kayla Roll. She's 32-1. Wow, what a division. She finished 4th last year at 115 pounds. And the 5th ranked wrestler in the state is McCutcheon junior Aaliyah McLean. She's 28-2. She's a 3-time state finalist. She finished 4th in the state at 115 pounds in 2023. Locally, Hamilton Heights senior Zoe Pugh is ranked 3rd in the state. She's 21-2. She finished 6th last year. She faces number 8 ranked East Noble senior Natalie Spidell. Spidell is a 3-time state finalist and was 6th at 125 pounds last year. What a great match to start the tournament. Marion junior Alana Montgomery is 21-6. She'll face 14th ranked Mooresville sophomore Cadence Williams, who is 30-7. Jay County freshman Brenna Rubel is 33-7, and she starts with number 9 Columbus North freshman Vika Konovalenko, who's 27-7. No local wrestlers in the 125-pound division, but the top seeds are top-ranked Crown Point freshman Ava Strayer, who's 35-0. Number 2 ranked Warren Central senior Amina Resenguko, who is 38-1 and finished 2nd in the state last year. Rochester sophomore McKenna McKee is ranked 9th in the state. She's 25-7 and was a state finalist last year. And the 12th ranked wrestler Sullivan junior Rachel Ramirez. She's 31-1. She's a 3-time state finalist and finished 7th in the state in 2023. We also expect to have a contender at 130 pounds with lapel junior Paige Stiers. She is a 3-time state finalist, and she faces North Miami junior Lindsay Pugh in the first round. Pugh is 29-7 and qualified for state last year. In order for her to win a state championship, Stiers will have to get past these top seeds. Top-ranked Garrett junior Nevaeh Wilson is 34-1. 4th-ranked Mooresville junior Madison Whitted is 33-3. She's a 3-time state finalist. She finished 6th in the state in 2024. New Haven freshman Lanessa Ocampo is 34-8 and ranked 7th in the state. Beech Grove Junior Jaden Madry is 26-4. At 135 pounds, the number 1 seed is Northwood Junior Naima Gaffer, who's 42-1, is a 3-time state qualifier and finished 7th at 120 pounds in 2023. The number 2 ranked wrestler is Kayla Johnson, a Southport senior. She's 12-0. She's a 4-time state finalist, the 2022 state champion at 113 pounds, the runner-up at 113 in 2023. She finished 4th in the state last year at 125 pounds. The 3rd ranked wrestler is Katie Vardman, a Homestead senior. She's 33-2, a 3-time state finalist and last year's runner-up in this division. Jeffersonville senior Kayla Beauchamp is 33-0 and ranked 5th in the state. She finished 3rd at 140 pounds last year. Jay County senior Leah Lingo is ranked 6th in the state. She's 30-8 on the year, a 3-time state finalist and finished 4th last year at 135. She opens with number 13 Bloomington South junior Abigail Goodwin, who's 27-6. Delphi senior Taylor Martin is 16-8 and faces 4th ranked Merrillville junior Charisma Lawrence, who's 30-4, a 3-time state qualifier, and finished 4th in the state last year at 140 pounds. I bet she was glad to get out of the 140-pound division because the top seed is probably the best wrestler in the entire state. Pendleton Heights sophomore Maddie Marsh, who's 17-0 on the year, the 2024 state champion, 2023 middle school state champion, and 4th nationally in 16 under, the 16 and under division in 2024. She will start with 12th ranked Penn junior Haley Harworth, who is 21-11. The 2nd ranked wrestler in the 140-pound division is Silver Creek junior Ava Allen. She's 34-0, a 4-time state finalist, and the 2023 152-pound state champion. 3rd ranked is Huntington North sophomore Aubrey Trotner. She's unbeaten as well. She was the 130-pound state runner-up last year. And the 6th ranked wrestler in the state at 140 pounds is Kaylee Smith, a Mishawaka senior who's 26-1, a 4-time state qualifier. Her best finish is 5th at 135 pounds last year. Also in the 140-pound division is Western freshman Ava Rowe. She's 21-4. She'll face 8th ranked Franklin freshman Aubrey Belzer, who's 29-2. In the 145-pound division, Western freshman Jade Johnson is unbeaten at 32-0 and ranks 2nd in the state. She will face 11th ranked East Noble junior Elaine Lines in the opening round. Lines is 22-10 and a 2024 state finalist. The top ranked wrestler at 145 pounds is Highland junior Alexandria Bastaic. She is 36-0 and a 2-time state champion. She won at 126 pounds in 2023 and at 140 last year. Keeps moving up, seeing how many different weight divisions she can win. The 3rd ranked wrestler at 145 pounds is Jaslyn Diaz-Avalos. She is a Franklin junior. She's 32-1, is making her 3rd trip to state. She was the 145-pound state runner-up last year. And ranked 6th in the state is Greenfield Central senior Jasmine Camacho. She's 28-3. She's also a 3-time state finalist. She was 4th in the state as a freshman. Locally, Hamilton Heights junior Isabella Bailey has a tough draw. She's 11-8 on the year and faces 2-time state champion Bastaic in the first round. The 8th ranked wrestler is Clinton Prairie senior Aries Day. She's 26-9. She finished 6th in the state at 140 pounds last year. She'll face Aviana Lidner of Wheeler in the first round. At 155 pounds, the number 1 ranked wrestler is Northfield senior Ella Gall, who's a 4-time state finalist, the 2023 state champion at 132 pounds, and is 27-0 on the season. Number 2 is Southport senior Evelyn Mosconi. She's 26-1. She's a 4-time state finalist and a 2-time state champion. Man, if those two wrestle each other in the state finals, that's going to be great. She has won state championships at 170 and 182 pounds and is down to 155. Whew. Also, a serious contender is Garrett sophomore Reagan Trinery. She's 26-2, and she was the state runner-up at 155 pounds last year. The fourth-ranked wrestler is Madison Jr. Maylee Skinner. She's unbeaten, 21-0, a three-time state finalist. She finished fourth at 152 pounds in 2023. The local wrestlers at 155 pounds, eighth-ranked Westdale sophomore Sophia Gropp is 23-2. She finished seventh in the state last year at 170 and is down to 155. She'll face number 9 Warsaw junior Mariana Castro, who's 26-9. That should be a great first-round match. 16th ranked Daniela Zarate Ramirez of Carmel will face Garrett's third-ranked Trinery in the first round. To 170 pounds, the top seed is Jay County senior Mallory Winner. She's 32-0 and a three-time state champion. She's won one at 155 pounds, two at 160, and now looks to make it her third different division championship at 170 pounds. The second-ranked wrestler in 170 is Columbus East senior Grace McMahon at 24-1. Number 4 is New Haven senior Heaven Gardner, who's 23-5. She finished fourth at 170 pounds last year. The ninth-ranked wrestler is Warsaw senior Kaya Long, who's 25-7. Locally, Westdale sophomore Paisley Chambers is ranked 13th in the state. She's 22-6 and finished fifth last year in this division. She opens with 10th-ranked Franklin freshman Eleanor Robertson, who's 29-4. Should be another really good first round, as should 16th-ranked Tipton sophomore Emerson Adkins, who's 26-3, against number 12 Fairfield sophomore Jacinda Brown, who's 23-6. In the 190-pound division, we have no local wrestlers, but the top 4 seeds are top-ranked Columbus East senior Monica McMahon, who's unbeaten at 29-0 and finished third in the state last year. Fourth-ranked Warren Central senior Jasmine Hollins Rowie, who's 19-3. She's a three-time state qualifier and finished fifth in the state last year. Terre Haute South junior Trista Powers is ranked 7th in the state. She's 21-1 and is a three-time state qualifier. She was fourth at 190 last year. And South Bend Riley senior Janiyah Howard is ranked 10th in the state. She's 20-5. She was a state qualifier last year. And finally, at 235 pounds, the number 1 seed is Attica junior Aubrey Bartowski, who has been incredibly impressive in the postseason so far. She's 34-1 on the year. She's a three-time state finalist and the 2023 state runner-up at 235 pounds. North Central freshman Rachel Adolphe is 34-1 and ranked 4th in the state. Seymour freshman Damara Aguiar Tinsel is 33-4 and ranked 6th. The other top seed is Elkhart sophomore Lily Clark, who's 21-5. The second-ranked wrestler at 235 pounds is Kokomo senior Brielle Humphreys. She's 19-1 on the year, her only loss to Bartkowski in the regional. She finished fourth in the state as a freshman and as a sophomore. She'll face 12th-ranked Greenfield senior sophomore Keely Allen, who is 26-5 and was a 2024 state finalist a year ago. Please stay tuned for Rob Hunt of the Herald-Bulletin.
You're listening to the Central Indiana Sports Report with your host, Greg Mengel.
Welcome back to the Central Indiana Sports Report, Rob. You've been to a lot of wrestling events in your life. I bet you're looking forward to this one.
Yeah, I think so. It's the debut season for the IHSAA sanctioning of girls wrestling has been a huge success, in my opinion, from everything I've seen. Huge interest in the sport. A lot of kids getting involved in athletics that maybe hadn't done sports before. So they're getting that kind of learning experience out of it. And now we're beyond that, and we're down to the best in the state remaining, and we're ready for the state finals, which will be Friday morning down in Indianapolis. And yep, I'm looking forward to this as much as anything.
And you're going to be a very busy man. Not only do you have 5 wrestlers, but most of them are expected to advance out of the first round.
I would expect. Honestly, I think seed-wise, 3 of them are. I would give a pretty good guess that 4 will advance out of the first round. Certainly, it starts with Maddie Marsh, who I saw today as the cover girl for
Yes, she
the
is.
program this year, which is phenomenal. Couldn't find a better choice, I guarantee you. She won the championship last year at 135. She's wrestling this year at 140 and is a heavy favorite to win another one. She's undefeated, has never lost a high school match. I don't expect that to change tomorrow. And if you ever get a chance to talk to her, she's just got an amazing head on her shoulders. She's a really, really sharp gal. Going to do big things, both at the high school and beyond, high school level and beyond. And then the second one, Kinley Keffer, I keep saying it. By the time she's done with high school, she's going to be one of my all-time favorite kids. Just a delight to be around. She's tough. She fights a battle against a blood disorder that she's dealing with every day, and she's learned how to be a great wrestler. And she's also undefeated at 105 pounds this year. She's in a really tough weight class, though. I mean, when you look at Kendall Moe, is in that from Hamilton Heights. There's a gal from Whiteland who's 37-1, who's in that weight class. So some pretty good, pretty highly talented. She was a runner-up last year in this class. So those are the top 2, and then just to continue on that, I mean, I think Jaden Hughes there at Frankton at 110. She's going to come in as a 2 seed. Now, the young lady she's wrestling is a 3 seed, 30-5, and I believe Coach said that had beaten Jaden before when they had met. So,
And she's ranked 7th in the state from Seymour.
Right. So, but they believe that Jaden can win this. So, it's just like the boys. I mean, you win your first match, you're on the podium. So
yeah, and you get 3 more matches.
Yeah, that's right. And then the fourth one I think has a really good chance to advance is Paige Stiers at 130 from LaPel. She placed 3rd at sectional, so regional. So she's gonna have a tough one out of the gate. Lindsay Pugh from North Miami has won 29 matches this year. Stiers really kind of got bumped into that third place match. She was in a tough match in that ticket round. In the semifinal, and actually had a lead and wanted to go into a stall situation, but she'd already got a stall warning because she had to tie her shoe. And so she wasn't able to stall with a 1-point lead and ride out the last 45 seconds, I believe, of the match, I think it was. And the other girl managed to take the lead. So I think that 3rd place finish at regional is a bit of a misnomer. I think Paige is better than that.
Yeah, this is her 3rd trip to the state final. She's definitely a state level wrestler.
Absolutely, and her number 1 goal, of course, is to get on that podium, and she's 1 match, 6 minutes away, however you want to phrase it.
That's right.
And the 5th one that I want to mention, she's kind of the Cinderella of this bunch. Carson Merritt from Shenandoah. She's a freshman.
Yeah.
She comes in as a 4 seed after placing 4th at regional. She'll have a tough first round match against Grace Pinkleton from Griffith. And Merritt was kind of an underdog getting out of regional even. So she pulled off a couple of upsets to get in that position, and a great first season for her. But we'll see what happens. I mean, they call them upsets for a reason.
They do. That's going to be an awfully tough one. The number 1 seed and the whole thing is going to be very difficult.
It would be very boring if we just made up the seeds and said that's how they finish.
That's right. That's right.
So, they've got to go out and win these matches too.
Speaking of which, let me go through this real fast. If you have any comments, let me know. Keffer is ranked number 2 in the state, as you said, from Daleville. She's 31-0. She finished 2nd in the state last year. She faces Plymouth junior Jaden Eskew, who's 18-10 in the first round. So she's expected to advance. But as you mentioned, Kendall Moe is the reigning defending state champion and is ranked number 1 in that class.
Right, and I think there was one period of the year where Keffer was number 1. Moe's been number 1 most of the year. I think we all just kind of want to see that be the final. They are on opposite sides of the bracket, but Moe's gonna have a tough one. She's gonna have to deal with Caitlin Powdy from Whiteland, who's 37-1.
That's right.
That would be a semifinal match. So just kind of looking at win-loss records, it kind of looks like Kemper might have the easier route. But we'll see. We'll see in terms of getting to the final. Either way, that one promised, that weight class for sure promises to be a great final.
And then at 110, Frankton Jr. Jaden Hughes, she's 24-8. She opens with number 7 Seymour Jr. Anne Marie Schuler. As you mentioned, she's 30-5, and she beat her. Did you say it was earlier this year or?
You know what? I can't remember off the top of my head. I think Coach DeRuzzo has said that it may have been earlier this year at one of the big invitationals. It may have been previously in their career.
All right, and Lapel Jr. Paige Stiers, a 3-time state qualifier, earlier at 113 and 120, so she keeps moving up. And she faces North Miami Jr. Lindsay Pugh, who's also a state qualifier last year. So we expect her to advance, but that's no guarantee.
Yeah, and I just think Stiers, like I said, I think she's a little underseeded here. I think if I'm a 2 seed, I don't want to see a Paige Stiers in that first round. I mean, with a trip to the podium on the line. I think that could be one of the more intriguing first round matchups as far as our area kids go.
And far less intriguing is Maddie Marsh in the first round against 12th ranked Penn junior Haley Horwath. She's 21, and I feel bad for Haley.
Yeah, it's Matt. One of the things Maddie said, and I think I kind of draw the comparison with UConn women's basketball. I remember back in the day when UConn women would just mow over everybody, right? It wasn't a contest. They would beat number 1 seeds in the NCAA tournament by 40 points.
Yes.
But over time, as the sport grew and developed, then you started seeing the competition, the gap narrowed. That's what Maddie Marsh wants. She wants competition,
I bet.
And right now she's UConn, and everybody else is trying to play catch up, and that'll happen eventually as more kids get involved. They're doing this more year round. A lot of these really talented athletes are doing this for the first time. And they're just learning about the sport. A lot of middle school, elementary school age girls are just now learning that, hey, this is a possibility. So we're going to start seeing some more, UConns, some more Maddie Marshes coming along the line. And but right now there's nobody that I can, maybe there is somebody out there I don't know about, but right now it looks, she's ranked top 10 in the country for a reason. She's that good.
Well, what she needs to do, Rob, is get fat. And Russell J. County's Mallory Winner, who's a 3-time state champion at 170. So that's what she can do to make things better the next couple of years is get fat.
Right. I wouldn't advise her to do that. No. She's just a phenomenal athlete.
Yes, she is.
Also, another thing to say about her and Keffer both actually, and even Stiers to a different degree, but when you look at the cross country season, Maddie Marsh probably our 3rd best cross country runner.
That's right.
To be honest, behind and also 3rd best on her own team because of Ava Jarrell and Anya Zeller. But Kinley Kepler goes to regional every year for cross country too. She's a star at Daleville. Paige Stiers is a multi-sport kid. She's a great softball player and soccer player. And I believe Hughes may be the only one I think wrestling's her one thing. She really focuses on sport. I don't know that she plays any of their sports. And then I think Carson Merritt does play softball. So.
All right, Rob, I am very excited about this. Kind of a new experience. I've been to the boys' state finals several times, but this is a little different, and looking forward to seeing how it develops. And I'll see you there. So can't wait.
Absolutely. I was at the girls' finals last year up in Kokomo. Believe this will be a much better venue. It was a little tight, a little crowded, cramped quarters, but it is a great event. Looking forward to Parade of Champions in the morning, and then that first round gets going, and people are punching their ticket for that podium.
And I think it's going to be a big crowd there too.
I would think so, and I guess get there early for parking because there's the home show or the something else is going on there at the fairgrounds as well. So parking may be at a premium.
Please stay tuned for Elwood Call Leader and Tipton Tribune sports editor Michelle Garmon.
You're listening to the Central Indiana Sports Report with your host, Greg Mengels.
Welcome, Michelle. I am looking so forward to Friday. What about you?
Oh, I'm looking very forward to Friday. I'm excited I'm excited for the two girls that I'm going down there to personally, cover, and Frankton's Jaden Hughes and Tipton's Emerson Atkins. But I'm just as excited and happy and thrilled for all of the, other young ladies that are going. I think it's fantastic. I believe Hamilton Heights has 3, and then
Yes.
um,
And 2 contenders.
yes, Kendall Moe is she's something else. She really is.
Yep. Reigning 110-pound state champion Kendall Moe. They also have Zoe Pugh, who's the 3 seed, despite not winning the regional last week.
Yeah, Hamilton Heights has a strong wrestling program with the boys, and I don't think they have a few girls, and the girls that qualified and are going to state wrestled last year at the boys, and in fact, I believe Kendall Moe, I'm positive she got to the regional last year in the boys.
Wow.
And so did, I believe, Hamilton Heights' other 2 also wrestled. Thrilling. I'm tell you what, I'm really excited to get to watch the Pendleton Heights girl wrestle again, because she is
Maddie Marsh.
Oh yeah, she's a pleasure to watch wrestle. But it's not just watching her wrestle. She's just a really neat young lady. You can tell she's just really a really neat young lady. I mean, she's very strong. She's very technically sound, and she's very much, don't get me wrong, she's a real competitive wrestler, but when she picks you up and goes to throw you, she's placing you gently on the mat. She's not letting you, kerplunk to the mat. She's fun to watch, and she's so good, and I don't think she's ever probably wrestled an opponent that is upset with her after the match. And maybe upset they lost, but not ever upset with Marsh and how she wrestled.
And they all lose, and she's expected to win another state championship on Friday. So let's talk about your 2 wrestlers, Michelle, that you're going to cover. Jaden Hughes from Frankton is a junior. She'll be wrestling really early. It starts at 10 a.m. She won't be far behind that because she's at 110 pounds. She opens with 7th ranked Seymour Jr. Anne Marie Schuler, who's really good, and 30-5 on the year.
It's the one about Jaden, and first time I saw Jaden compete in a match was last year as a sophomore, and it was when Frankton was wrestling the Noblesville boys, and she won her match. And I mean, it was hard fought, and I think she didn't have an ounce of energy left in her when that match was completed, because Jaden is very small. I mean, very small and skinny. She's strong, but she does face some wrestlers sometimes that are stronger than her. But what she is very flexible, and she's got a lot of mobility to her. In that, it's hard to get her on her back to where you can really get her pinned. I mean, she's hard to do that. She's, I didn't ask her, and I meant to ask her that. I would not be surprised at all if she had some gymnastics in her background, some kind of tumbling she did when she was younger.
She's also a very quick thinker, which is one of the keys to wrestling.
Yes, it is. It is. Yeah, she is fast on her. I mean, she's fast on her feet, fast in her head and on her feet. And I think that's, yes, because she can think quick, because she is quick. That is something that she does have to her advantage.
And the day I went to interview her, Michelle, she got a bloody mouth from her braces and never blinked. Never just stood there, wiped it off, and went right back to wrestling. Tough kid.
Yeah, that sore kind of opened up a little bit in one of her matches, but they just wiped a little, took it in her corner, and they did a little thing with the blood, on her corner of her mouth, and then she just got right back to wrestling. So
barely phased her. All right, and then at 170 pounds, Tipton's sophomore Emerson Atkins is 26-3. She is ranked 16th in the state. She'll go up against the 12th ranked wrestler Fairfield sophomore Jacinda Brown, who's 20-3 and 6. That should be a really good match to start the day for Emerson.
It should be, and don't count her out. in the
Nope.
semifinals at the at last week's Rochester Regional, she beat the number 3 ranked wrestler from Rochester.
Yeah, nobody's counting her out. That's for sure. I think we
She's
kind of
very,
expect her to win, right?
yeah, now where she will run, she could run into problems. Actually, would be if she faces, like, say, a senior junior or senior that's really strong. Has totally got muscles developed, like some of the wrestlers I saw from Franklin Central,
Right.
and
Warren Central and North Central.
yes, and I think if she wins, I think that's what her second round match would be. But if she wins that first one, she's guaranteed of a medal.
Right.
Same way with Jaden. Every wrestler who wins
All-state.
the first, and so for her, that would be great for her. It's a process. It's a step up in the,
Yeah. And if you win the first match, you get 3 more.
yes, and what the experience. And like I said, Emerson will tell you that what she thinks is her strength as a wrestler is she's very technique sound. And, I think you and I both know that, especially probably in girls wrestling, that probably is a big benefit.
Yes.
If you are really, and she's been doing this for like 6 years, and she's been wrestling against her brothers, and she's had brothers that have been, regional semi-state qualifiers. So they don't take it easy on her.
Thank you for listening to our Girls Wrestling State preview. We would appreciate it if you would share this episode with other wrestling fans. The Central Indiana Sports Report is a product of ITG Media, and I love Susie.